Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
The blackest night falls from the skies. The darkness grows as all light dies. We crave your hearts and your demise. By my black hand, the dead shall rise. And on that cheery note, kids, welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, master of all cores, all colors, living in dead. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And this time we're covering part 11. We're almost there of Blackest Night. This time, yes, it's going to be another Lantern Light episode. Because this time we are covering Green Arrow number 30, Blackest Night JSA number 3, Blackest Night Wonder Woman number 3, Blackest Night Flash number 3. So we're wrapping all those up. The Atom and Hawkman 46 and Adventure Comics number 7.
And you finished that all during the intro music. Bravo.
Hit the post like any good radio man. Yes. All right. So you showed me you got some new comics. Some of them I have not even read yet. So
that one I need to read.
Green Lantern 8.
DC's How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days. I haven't read that one yet either. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to reading this because it's actually the story in there is Joe's last day at the City Enduring. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. It's by N.K. Jemisin and the artist is that Jamal Campbell. Yeah.
Okay, who are was that the original artist? But I know that is the original writer who wrote Joe's series. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And John Stewart's the one that showed up there to bring her back to Oa. So that was. I thought that was interesting. At least that's my understanding. I need to read it. I've also got Jay Garrick the Flash and Alan Scott Green Lantern as well.
Those were good. Yeah, there was a new Jay Garrick out this week. Yeah, that's really good. But again, Jay Garrick by friend of the show Jeremy Adams.
That's right. So yeah, I've got some good reading to do in just a little bit. Not that the reading that we did for tonight was not good as well. I mean, there's some pretty good issues in there. A little time travel headache with one of them, which I actually enjoyed because it actually dealt with time travel in the way that time travel is. Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you watch the finale of Quantum Leap yet?
Yes, I did. I'm wondering how she's going to write up that report. Before the end of the. Hey, we changed all of our pasts by doing this in the past, so now that happened, and what?
We don't mention that. I thought we were going to say, we have another leaper loose in time now.
Yeah, I did really like that they pointed out that Al and Beth never got divorced because of what Sam did in the last episode of the series. I mean, I know what happens in the last episode. We haven't worked our way up to that yet.
Yeah, it's like
But I like that they said, yeah, that happened. And they were like, well, how did you know? Well, Beth said she knew. Well, because Sam came and told her, right? He leaped in and told her.
But I hope that's a season finale, not a series finale, because I don't think they've got a renewal yet. So
yeah, I hope it keeps going because I thought that turned out really well, and I like that. True to what he does is, he makes things better. He didn't destroy the computer in the past. Yes. I thought that was.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was going to destroy that computer. I was that little boy.
But I'm like, I do have a little bit of criticism about, the bad guy's motivation. I'm like, wait a minute, he just saved him. So what? You're mad because he didn't save him forever. I don't.
Yeah. You got more time with your dad, but it's like
yeah. But it was. I thought it's a great show. Stace and I both really like it. We are up to. Let's see. We just watched season 4, episode 2.
Oh, okay.
With the baseball player. The first episode was with Al and him swapping places.
Yes, that is a good one. Yes.
I really like that one because, he goes, Al, come here, and he bumps into the the cannon that's there in the.
I love how they get to open the imaging chamber door though. He's like, yeah. I sent this to my dad's lawyer. I was like, yeah, but what did he put in, like $50? Oh no, he's like, no. Back then that was a lot of money. Yeah, no. Tell him, not to send this message until whatever date. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would think that they would do that in the past more, just to kind of tweak things here and there, but whatever. Well, and Ben did that with the letter he wrote to.
Yeah. Was it Addison?
What's her name?
Addison.
Not Addison.
No,
to her, her husband.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Because as you're jumping around, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the beginning of next season, as we work our way up there's like a 2-parter with Lee Harvey Oswald, right? Is that the beginning of season 5?
It's either 2 or 3. It might even be 3. I can't remember.
3.
But yeah.
Okay.
It is a multi-parter. Yeah.
Cool.
That one's good because Lee Harvey Oswald's like personality is starting to attack. He's like, oh my god, he's like that. His in my head.
Yeah, I'm really. Stace and I are like, okay, some of these episodes are not awesome. We get it, but I really want to watch all of them so I can put that final episode in context because there's a lot going on in that final episode.
Oh yeah, I don't think originally I don't think it was supposed to be a final episode. So
yeah. But, and then, anytime we get any callbacks, I'll have at least seen the episode from the new, if the new series has any callbacks, like the callback they had to the final episode,
Exactly. It'd be nice if we could at least wrap up Sam Beckett's story somewhere.
Yeah, I am genuinely surprised that he didn't make an appearance in season 2.
Yeah.
I was thinking that was going to happen, but... Oh, well. Maybe it'll be season 3.
Needs to happen, yeah. I hope so. I hope there's season 3, yes. All right, should we jump into these issues since we have 6 tonight?
We do have quite a few. You bet, man.
All right. Well, so I think it's like 2 of these I don't have synopses for, including the first one, Green Arrow. So, all right. So Green Arrow and... this was from the Green Arrow and Black Canary series, but yes, on the cover it just says Black Lantern Green Arrow.
Yeah. And it's interesting because in this one... And in the Adventure Comics, the characters are strong enough to actually impact what the Black Lantern is doing, which I thought was kind of cool.
Was this because the rings took over living beings instead of dead? Yeah, corpses. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
All right, so Green Arrow and Black Canary number 30, April 2010. Lying to Myself. Writer J.T. Kroll, penciler Diogenes Neves, inker Ray Joseph, and Vincent Cifuentes, colorist Chuck Pyers, letterer Sal Cipriano, and editor Adam Schlauman. And again, this has no synopsis. So.
Okay, well, it's.
I'm pulling this up on the. It's basically Oliver Queen attacking his family and saying horrible things while doing it
and firing these truth arrows that shows what he really was doing because he's not because basically it says, hey, I'm a bastard. Right. He's just not a great person, but I do like the fact that they nuke him like twice. Black Canary just atomizes him almost, and he regrows, and then he gets blown up when he's a pincushion of arrows. There's some cool things like that happening, but it really delves into how he has mistreated / failed, Mia, failed Connor, failed Dinah, and all of those things. So,
I did find some of the Hal stuff interesting. Where first he was remembering when he had to take out Hal's parallax, but shoot him with the arrow and stuff, and I thought that was interesting. Where it's just like now he kind of sees it from the other side. It's like, oh, so this is like what it's like having something inside you, out of you, making you do things out of your control, and then like I think he even mentions, he's like, oh man, I wish he still had Parallax inside him. He could take us out, take us all out.
Take us all. Yeah. Which is, I think.
Because I think I wonder if this takes place a little before Green Lantern 50. So
I think so, because
Oh, it does, because he sees Hal, and it's at the point where the Black Lantern's coming at him, but then Barry
the ring's Barry's taking him. Yeah, that's right.
Because in his own head, Oliver's like, oh, thank God it's Barry.
Yeah, and I think it was a nice touch to include that, as foreshadowing for what Hal does in Green Lantern 50. So yeah, it was cool. I did like that part.
Oh yeah,
but I don't know. This was probably, I thought if I had to rank them, I would put this one at the bottom of the issues.
Maybe, yeah. But I did find out funny, because when Barry comes to save Hal, and Oliver in his head's like, oh, thank God Barry saved him. But then meanwhile, Black Lantern, Green Arrow saying, well, together again, the righteous brothers.
Yeah, yeah. He is sarcastic.
But yeah, those truth arrows or something. But yeah, I mean, it's basically it. It's basically Oliver Queen going after his family for the most part.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I will say this: it probably would have hit a lot better to someone who was reading Green Arrow at the time.
Yeah.
Because as I wasn't a reader at the time, so I wasn't necessarily as clued into all of those dynamics. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job of giving the sarcastic, worst read of the situation from the Black Lantern Ollie, but there's a lot of context that we don't have there, I think.
I mean, I read it. I was trying to remember. I mean, again, this is like right after him and Black Canary got married, and it was basically just the whole, oh no, I'm not that guy I used to be. I'm a better man now, because so of course, this is all
opposite of that,
smacking them all in the face, but yeah, they freeze them with the liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
All right. Again, it's not bad, but it's just
I think it's the weakest of the 6. Well, we had 6 issues. Yeah, I think it's the weakest of the 6.
I mean, besides the Black Lantern stuff, it's very Green Arrow focused still.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Should we jump to the next one?
You bet.
All right. Blackest Night JSA number 3 from April 2010. White Lightning. Writers Tony Bedard and James Robinson. Pencilers Eddie Burrows, Marcos Mars, and Eduardo Panicia. Inkers Eddie Burrows, Luciano Del Negro, Wayne Foucher, Eber Ferreira, and Sandro Ribeiro. So yes, 5 inkers, kids.
Got to get it done.
I guess. Colorist Rob Reyes, letterer John J. Hill, and editors Brian Cunningham, Eddie Berganza, Rex Ogle, and Adam Schlauman. So yes, 4 editors. A series of flashbacks to the history of Kal-El, the Superman of the late pre-crisis Earth 2, from the destruction of his Krypton to his death at the hands of Superboy Prime at Infinite Crisis number 7 on the Green Lantern sentient planet Mogo. His last words to his cousin Kara Zor-El, Power Girl, was that it was never going to end. The scene then jumps to the present day with Kal-El once again resurrected as a Black Lantern, saying those very same words to Power Girl. As the battle between the 2 Kryptonians rages on, the rest of the Justice Society watches on, with Green Lantern telling Mr. Terrific that the modern-day Superman and Superboy were barely able to stop him the last time, with Mr. Terrific responding that since neither of them are here, it's up to the Justice Society to defeat Kal-El. Also, Atom Smasher tells Wildcat that if he hadn't trusted his stepbrother Damage so much, this wouldn't have happened, but Wildcat tells him that he and Power Girl got suckered into it as well, showing that the only thing that the Black Lanterns do is lie, with Magog telling Judo Master that it is her fault as well for the current predicament that the society is going through right now. Meanwhile, Alan tries to go help Power Girl, but Mr. Terrific stops him, saying that he needs the power of Alan's Green Lantern ring to power the machine that he's building to stop the Black Lanterns, even if it costs Power Girl her life. Alan relents and shields Mr. Terrific and his machine, trusting his teammates to stay alive long enough for them to be saved. Meanwhile, across the globe, Jessie Quick is running with her father, Black Lantern Johnny Quick, trying to enjoy the time she's spending with her father, while thinking she must be with her husband, the modern-day Hourman. At the same time, Power Girl continues the fight against her cousin, but is having trouble handling him alone. So Atom Smasher grabs Superman while Magog tries to blast him, only for Superman to use his heat vision on Atom Smasher and his super breath against Magog, all the while taunting Green Lantern if his force field can keep the first Man of Steel out. Then he's attacked by Cyclone and Citizen Steel, but manages to knock not only Citizen Steel out of the battlefield, but also Hourman, continuing to taunt Green Lantern when Power Girl attacks Superman from behind. As Mr. Terrific is continuing to build his machine, Green Lantern is becoming increasingly desperate to help his teammates out against Superman. But Mr. Terrific continues to tell him to stay as he needs his help. When Lightning asks Mr. Terrific about the certainty of his machine, Terrific tells them that when the Black Lanterns first attacked, his predecessor Terry Sloan, the original Mr. Terrific, first attacked Thunderbolt because he was the only one powerful at the time to stop the Black Lanterns. Mr. Terrific says that his machine will unleash the power of the Green Lantern Ring, the Helmet of Naboo, and the Cosmic Rod to mimic the powers of the Thunderbolt, which will take out every Black Lantern, including Superman. When the power levels are nominalized, he lets Lightning and Stargirl go out to help in the battlefield. Superman is pummeling Power Girl and the other Justice Society members, taking out Stargirl and Lightning by clapping his hands together. Power Girl tries to get up to fight again, but Superman takes her down again and then goes after Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern, taking out the shield. Mr. Terrific needs one more second to activate the machine as Superman punches Green Lantern and Dr. Fate in one punch. As he heads towards Mr. Terrific, Power Girl grabs Superman's foot. Meanwhile, in Venice, Jessie continues to run with her father, remembering her childhood memories of when they used to jog together around their neighborhood and Johnny would let her win, feeling thankful that she was able to spend only a few moments with her father since his death. Mr. Terrific activates the machine, which not only severs the Black Lantern Ring's connection to Superman, but to Johnny Quick and the entire Black Lantern Corps in New York City, wiping them off the map. As Wildcat helps Power Girl up, Dr. Midnight asks Mr. Terrific if he can build another machine like that to help out the Green Lantern Corps in Coast City. But Terrific tells him that it was a unique machine, a one-time use only machine. Because.
Plot reasons.
Yes. Alright, so, okay, I enjoyed the Justice Society miniseries here. The one problem I had was, when Atom Smasher was trying to help them out, but again, it was a Black Lantern trick. But just Johnny Quick seems like he's there for his daughter the whole time, even up till the end, and it's just like, okay, did he not get a chance to double cross her? I'm just like,
I think because that stuck out to me too. I'm like, what the heck's going on there? But I think he was directed to go after her by the original Mr. Terrific. Because speedsters are dangerous, right? Yeah. Really dangerous. So my thought was that he was just keeping her busy so she couldn't help against all the other stuff. But I did note, like you, I noticed that too. I was like, that seems a little weird because Johnny Quick he's cool, but there's nothing super special about him from a Green Lantern, Blackest Lantern kind of standpoint that he would be different than the other Black Lanterns.
Yeah,
right?
unless you give us some MacGuffin reason like the Speed Force, his connection to the Speed Force.
Yeah.
But you didn't even give us that. You didn't try to explain it. Which
they did use in another issue coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I just thought, I was like, wait a minute. So what was up with Johnny Quick?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the whole Justice Society trying to take down Kal-El, Superman.
Exactly. That was good. That was really good. And I think this issue,
it's up there. It's pretty clear.
It's up there. It's up there toward the top. And I like the Flash. Although when we get to it, I do have some comments on the art a little bit of the Flash.
Okay, yeah. All right. Shall we move on?
You bet.
All right, we'll go to Blackest Night, Wonder Woman #3. From where's the date on this? All right, I'm not seeing that, but I'm assuming it's April like the others. All right, Blackest Night, Wonder Woman Part 3. Writer Greg Rucka, penciler Nicola Scott, inker Jonathan Glapion, colorist Naira Fino, letterer Travis Lantham, and editors Eddie Berganza and Adam Schlauman. Wonder Woman, after having been freed from the possession of the Black Lantern Ring and becoming a Star Sapphire Corps deputy, Carol Ferris asks her to use her power in order to break others free from the Black Rings. As they start freeing the others, she is forced to destroy Maxwell Lord, who repeatedly keeps attacking and mocking her. There, she also encounters Mera, who has gone berserk due to the red power ring, as she tries to fight her off. Mera is dropped into a mob of the undead and becomes overwhelmed despite fighting them, making Diana come to her rescue. Her ring is, however, unable to calm her. She is thus forced to use her lasso of truth to find the cause of her hate and anger. The two are able to see into the hearts of each other. Diana sees her feelings and memories of her love with Aquaman, her playing with their son, and Black Manta attacking Aquaman. Mera, meanwhile, sees the bond between Diana shared with her mother Hippolyta, her grief over the death of her former... Wait a second. What does it say over the death of her former lover? It says Superman, but I don't think they were lovers.
That was Batman. Yeah, and it was Batman.
Yeah, because it also says, it says that, and then it says her unexpressed love for
Batman, my favorite character.
And her anguish over how Vanessa Capitelis was turned into Silver Swan. When she understood that Mera never told Aquaman that she loved him, she told her to be truthful about her feelings. When Mera asked Diana why she didn't do the same, she stated that nothing ever needed to be said and it was too late for her, but not for Mera if they win. Other Lanterns then arrive at the scene, and Hal Jordan tells them to get ready to fight Necron. So, wait a minute. I thought Aquaman and Mera were married. I know they had a kid, but she never said she loved him.
I was actually confused by that because I was like, what the art was supposed to reveal what she was so angry about, and I didn't understand it. It just went right over my head.
Me too.
I guess
I was like, wait, there was something she wanted to tell him. Like, what did she want to tell him? And never got to tell him. Huh?
Yeah, and he's right over there. He's just wearing a black ring. Go tell him. I mean, come on. As you vomit up your red acid blood all over him and destroy him. There you go.
You're married. You're the king and queen of Atlantis. You have a kid, but you never told him you loved him. Jeez.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, I think this Wonder Woman miniseries has been the one that's been so
up and down. It was
so inconsistent. Yeah.
I thought the art was great with this issue.
Oh, the art's the art's been great throughout this whole thing, but
but just it's been hit or miss from a, I guess, plot and story point because it's just kind of all over the place, from that standpoint. So, yeah, I would put this as probably the weakest of the three series. I would put it as the weakest of the three series, with The Flash and, written by Jeff Johns, of course, and the JSA being definitely, I think, a lot more consistent across the three issues.
Yeah. This one almost seems like it's like, Jeff Johns had plans for Wonder Woman already, and it's like, okay, at some point she's going to get attacked by a black ring, but then she's going to get freed and have a Star Sapphire ring. So it's kind of like, okay, here's a 3-issue mini. So try to write around all that, and try to hit some of these highlights. Try to write right before it, and then try to hit the highlights of what's going on in the main series.
Yeah.
Then Hal shows up at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, all colored Lantern show. All right. Anything else? Should we get to the next one?
Nope. I think we should go to the next one.
All right. The Flash. Blackest Night. The Flash number 3, April 2010. I guess that's just title part 3. All right. Writer, of course, Jeff Johns. Penciler and inker Scott Collins. Colorist Michael Adier. Letterer Rob Lee. And editor Adam Schlauman. Is this not the one without a synopsis? Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, wait. I swear I saw this. Oh, okay, here we go. Not a big one. The Flash uses his Blue Lantern ring to save Kid Flash from the Black Lantern ring. Meanwhile, the Rogues escape the undead versions of their predecessors and find Captain Boomerang Jr., who had been killing innocent people in a vain attempt to revive his father. Disgusted by this, the Rogues set him up to be killed by Captain Boomerang. Right.
Yeah, pretty dark ending. It's pretty dark already.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So Zombie Captain Boomerang was telling his son, hey, I might be able to come back to life if you start feeding me.
Just keep feeding me.
Yeah, I'm like, what? What did that serve? Or was he just trying to torment the son somehow?
Torment his son and, eat lots of emotions so they could power up the Black Lantern battery.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he needed emotions, not actual, living flesh.
Well, he was eating he was grabbing their hearts, right?
Yeah, true.
And I really like Scott Collins' art typically, but this one seemed kind of rushed. At least to me, it seemed
been.
really not as polished as it normally is.
Yeah, because like this, I mean, this looked not as quality as like every issue the Flash he did to the regular series.
Exactly.
Too, so, yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's in the middle of a big event. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know, but it just didn't look as polished as his art normally looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just not up to his normal standards, I don't think.
Yeah, again, once again, middle of a big event. Sometimes we're just like, hey, we need this done.
We need this done yesterday. Okay.
But yes, we.
I do like the when Bart vibrates through Wally. You know, the Speed Force connects them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately then goes to Barry and says, "Hey, you need to go do this because if I do it, it'll explode." Right? Which was I thought that was a nice callback to the reason why he didn't vibrate through stuff like Barry did. You know?
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
And again, I mean, yeah, he's like, yeah, Barry, you really don't know him, but I mean, technically, I mean, Bart is Barry's grandson, so
exactly, yeah, I sympathize.
Oh, and then thanks to the fun of time travel, not only is there a Black Lantern Eobard-thon, there's also a living Eobard-thon locked up in Iron Heights.
Yes, and I think that gets explained during Blackest Night proper limited series. Right?
Yeah, I think either the end of that or Brightest Day. Yeah, is that where he gets resurrected? Maybe, or
I think so. Yeah, I think it's in Brightest Day.
Well, we'll find out in a few weeks here, kids.
That's right. Oh, and I've got. I decided in honor of us, surviving the Blackest Night, with the dawning of the Brightest Day. Can I get any other more, metaphors in there? Anyway,
mm-hmm.
The Blackest Night omnibus is on its way. I've also got the 3 hardcovers for Blackest Night up there on the shelf. So, gonna read the whole thing now.
Nice.
Finally.
What do you think about the whole? The rogues are like, well, we don't kill women and children, so.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the ending was pretty dark.
Oh, yeah.
It was already pretty dark anyway, yeah.
They throw Captain Boomerang Jr. to his father because they're like, you didn't feed him women and children, did you? And then, they see a bunch of toys and, like, wedding rings. They're just like, oh, okay.
You're next on the din. Din, daddy.
I was trying to remember. I was like, oh, did they take him out at this point? I'm like, I couldn't remember.
Because I think, isn't Captain Boomerang one of the ones that comes back?
Yeah, I know eventually he does. He might be one of the ones who comes back. Yeah, that's probably why they're just like, oh, the original Captain Boomerang coming back. We don't need Junior, so.
Yeah, he's gone. Lunchtime.
Yeah, then
I thought this was pretty good. I thought.
Mm-hmm. Then we see the Flashes at the end running towards the Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Barry's all positive because he's wearing that blue ring.
Oh yeah. Which was a neat thing in there. He actually uses it to fly, and he mentions, hey, I've never used I'm not used to flying.
Yeah. Which, he can go fast enough, but his feet never seem to leave the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anything else on that one?
Nope. I think we're good.
All right. Let's go to, this might be the last issue. That we covered.
Yep.
The Atom and Hawkman 46. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, this might be the other one. Yeah, it doesn't have a synopsis, so Atom and Hawkman 46, March 2010. Bye bye Birdie. Writer Jeff Johns, pencilers Ryan Sook and Fernando Passarin. Inker Ryan Sook, again, pencilers and inkers, same. Both of them. Colorist Hi-Fi Design, letterer Nick J. Napolitano, and editors Adam Schlauman and Eddie Berganza. All right, so Will, so what happened?
I thought it was kind of cool because we had Indigo 1. The core of this is he's a member, the Atom is now a member of the Indigo tribe. Yes. But she has to send messages to all of the other Indigo tribe members that are with the other Lantern Corps. So she needs him to protect her while she does that. She can't do it. It takes focus and it takes, energy or whatever, plot reasons there are for it. So, he has to endure attacks by the Hawks and by Gene Loring, and we get, his past with Gene, and they actually brought up the, what was it? The Sword of the Atom?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
when he was small in the jungle or something, back,
Yes, you joined a miniature race of beings deep in Earth's jungles.
Yeah. Who show up as Black Lanterns as well.
Yes, because
they're all dead.
They were slaughtered, yes.
But we get a lot on him. There's a cool line where Indigo One says, "Thank you, you just saved the universe." And he goes, "Don't tell anybody. I like to keep a low profile." Okay.
Yes, and of course a lot, with his ex-wife Jean, and of course we have to bring up stuff from Identity Crisis.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Unfortunately, that stuff was in there as well.
Yes.
But overall, I mean, the art was great on this issue. And I think it came together pretty well overall.
And they bring up an interesting point here too. It's like at this point, the Hawks are like every time they die, they get reincarnated. I know it's not like they don't get reincarnated 5 minutes later, but it's like well, what's the deal with them being zombies? It's not gonna. That would be funny if they reincarnated and then like came back and fought their own zombie bodies.
Oh, zombies! That was me 5 minutes ago. I died. That was the two of me 10 minutes ago. So now I got to fight two of them.
But no, this was good. Well, of course, and again too, it's Jeff Johns, who's basically the architect of this whole thing. So
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, there's just the stuff with Jean, and then him fighting the Hawks to protect Indigo One, and then Indigo One shows him. It's like, hey, you can tap into other Lantern colors, because she fries him with a Red Lantern blast. Oh, but then when he's like Ray's like trying to like channel like Hal's green energy, and he gets orange.
Yeah, mine.
You killed my friends. You took them from me. They're mine.
But then he is able to actually use both Indigo Light and Green Lantern energy to finally get rid of. It was Jean Loring at that point, right? He finally gets rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank goodness, because that's.
Yeah, because I mean, we had to do the whole suit Dimney thing again. It's just like, because Jean's just like torturing him basically with his like past defeats and all, everybody dying and stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry for everything your life was, Jean. He's like, you see, willpower, and it's like connection. He's like, I'm moving on. Yeah,
connection severed.
Everyone's like, yay, no more Identity Crisis.
Yay!
So I helped you, now you help me at the end. How? Help me figure out how to bring Hawkman and Hawkgirl back to life.
Don't worry, it's going to be okay, Ray. We got
it. Exactly. So yeah, that one was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed it in spite of, I think, the Identity Crisis stuff. But I really liked the next issue, the Adventure Comics number 7.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed that one a lot. I enjoyed it actually more than I thought I would, because I've never read much of the Connor Superboy or the Cassie Wonder Girl. I wasn't a Titans reader at the time, so I didn't catch a lot of that stuff. And to me, he's it's a shout out to a certain podcast called The Electric Mullet. I remember that Superboy, fresh off of, the Return of Superman, right? The tactokinesis. So, I don't even remember when he kind of transitioned into this version of that Superboy.
Kind of when Jeff Johns took over, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my! That's kind of when he realized when he discovers that. Oh yeah, my human half comes from Lex Luthor. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Electric Mullet, Will, you have to listen to the episode that I just did, because neither Justin or Tyler could show up. So by myself, I did a whole episode on the Superman crossover issues of Millennium.
Oh wow! I have not read Millennium in.
So I basically
since the 80s.
I babbled for an hour. I explained what Millennium was to everyone, and then I went into the issues. I'm just like, oh my god, by myself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You should gripe at Justin and everyone for that.
Another great decision by the Guardians, kids.
Yes, in a long line of great decisions.
Super. Oh, I was almost gonna say something. You'd be like, "Hey, if you want to send any feedback," because there was one issue of like John Byrne's Superman. It was Superman and Hal Jordan, basically the last two guys standing.
Oh, cool.
But they go to the find the Guardians and the Zamorons, because they're off at their little retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, what are all these Guardian robes sitting here for? Where are the Guardians?
And was this... Let's see, that would a John Byrne Superman would have been pre-Action Comics Weekly, right?
Yeah. It's like a few. Yeah, that was like a few months before Action Comics Weekly. Yeah.
The thing we don't talk about.
Yes. Because the Millennium tie-in issue was for Action was Action 596 with guest starring the Spectre.
Woohoo! Spectre. That's
yes.
Huh, that name comes up in Green Lantern for some reason. I don't remember why, though. Do you remember why?
Well, yeah, I know. Not before. You know what? Oh, my God. DC, you should let J.M.D. Mateus write a story and kind of revisit the Spectre stuff and, like, kind of explain why no one remembers some of that Spectre stuff.
Mm-hmm. What actually happened? What didn't happen?
What happened?
Because I think...
What happened to his niece? Did he really see Abinsur's ghost?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jeff Johns alludes to some of it, being Parallax torturing Hal, but I don't know. I mean, but that series. Granted, I will say the first year of it is stronger than the second year, just because he tries to work in Sinestro being a demon from hell, and I don't think a lot of that stuff worked as well as those standalone stories from the first year, but still, it's a great series, and it needs to be collected.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't collect. Well, so much stuff is they haven't collected. All right.
Sorry, go ahead. You first.
I was going to say I should try to get an interview with him. I know on the other side he has another Spider-Man miniseries coming up, and we might have to try to get him for an interview just to nail him for everything. Be like, okay, let's talk this Spider-Man stuff. Let's talk your Spectre run. Let's...
I just read that there's going to be the crossover omnibuses. There's going to be the crossovers and the amalgam stuff.
Oh yes, they are leaving two out of it. Yes,
they're leaving out those issues by the writer who we're not going to talk about.
Yes,
but
who wrote the first 47 issues of Volume 3? Yes.
Yeah, which I'm still.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like yeah, okay, I get it. You don't want to pay him anything, but it's like. But there's other people on that creative team who,
exactly, yeah. I mean, that's and from their standpoint, they're not going to get paid for that, which is just it sucks for them, right? Because it's work that they did.
Well, I mean, that's like a friend of the show, Jeff Johnson, on that Wonder Man run. I mean, he did how many issues of that series, and it's like you can't get paid for any of that, pretty much, because.
Yeah, because it's not going to get reprinted, and it should, because it's a really good series. But I mean, I understand. The stance, it's just, I would think that there's a way to go forward that would be better than just not reprinting it, right?
Yes. I mean, I think they need to start putting if they aren't, they need to start putting morality clauses or something in those contracts where it's like, if something like this happens, you're not going to get paid residuals. The residuals are either going to go to charity or they're going to get split amongst the rest of the team on that book.
The creative team, yep. Mm-hmm.
Something. Because, the rest of the team doesn't deserve that. All right. Should we get to the last one?
You bet, man.
All right. Adventure Comics, Volume 2, Number 7. Don't worry, kids. No Superboy Prime. April 2010.
Yes.
I know. Superboy. What did Black Lantern Superboy do? Writer Tony Bedard. Penciler Travis Moore. Inkers Dan Green, Keith Champagne, and Bob Wycheck. Colorist Brian Busaletto, letterer Steve Wands, and editor Brian Cunningham. All right, got a short synopsis here. Black Lantern Superboy sets his sights on Wonder Girl, but with the help of man's best superpowered friend, Connor Kent manages to outsmart Necron and free himself from the parasitic Black Lantern ring. I like that. Superpowered man's best friend.
And this I thought was really clever. I think I probably enjoyed this issue the most, which surprised the heck out of me. It really does, because I'm not. He's I think Connor's cool, and Cassie's cool, and I love Crypto.
But you have the least connection to these characters, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They're not characters that I followed or really paid a lot of attention to. So the fact that this was the one that I was like, this is cool. I like this, and it was so insanely clever. It was. It
just goes to show good storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, so, and I'm sure, like you said, the time travel thing kind of hooked you too, and.
Yep.
I mean, that's a big gamble, though, because if something happens to your corpse, I mean, it's...
Then you wouldn't be there, but it didn't obviously happen because you're there. Paradox, sorry.
Either that or just, oops, you disappear. Oh, yeah, but some of, those first summary pages, I remember that when he first got his own series, and, he didn't have heat vision yet, and I think... was it Emil Hamilton gave him these goggles that he could switch from heat vision to X-ray vision? And I think they got trashed pretty quickly.
Well, and then you're right. It showed his progression where his Kryptonian DNA was getting stronger to give him those abilities, and then and they actually used that in the story because hey, he has freeze breath now, right? Which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And then the whole thing with him dying in the Infinite Crisis, and then the Legion coming back and putting him in that same healing chamber that brought Superman back from the dead. So I don't know why it would take 1,000 years to revive him. I mean, Superman only took a couple months, but maybe it's his half-human DNA. I don't know.
Right, maybe that was it, yeah.
We'll go with that. But yeah, just like the Green Arrow issue, we see him in his own head, basically don't say that to Cassie,
I did like the fact that, and I didn't know this, that, he was, had a trip code or something. Luthor put in there or something so he could control him.
Yeah, that was one of the big things in Titans. Yeah, because Luthor, did his little code, and then he had him attack the Titans.
But then the fact that he and Cassie went to basically telepaths and all of these psychologists and all these things to figure out strategies to keep us from being controlled with it. Yeah. Hey, wait, something happened, and he's learning and growing from that. That's character development. That's cool, right?
Well, that's kind of why during Infinite Crisis he was just sitting around, he wasn't in it until he had to be, because he was still reeling from that, being forced to attack his friends and stuff. And
gotcha. Well, and then he is able to, because he's still alive while wearing a black ring, he's able to whistle.
Oh, yeah.
For Crypto, because Crypto's freaking awesome. Mm-hmm. And then, he's able then to tell her to go to the fortress.
Yes.
Because he has an idea. And she has no clue what his idea is or anything. She just goes because, she trusts him. And boom, they get there and...
Crypto knows.
Crypto knows because Crypto digs up his other self who's mostly dead all day. Sorry, Princess Bride joke. And the ring then gets confused, which I thought was insanely clever. Clever.
I thought it was maybe going to try to split between the two of them, but now he's no, it's going to go for the corpse, the easier target.
Yeah, exactly. And then as soon as it went off, hey, freeze breath, boom. And then they make sure that he's safe to be regenerated up into Legion of Three Worlds, right? Which is something that we covered. Where did we cover that, Phil?
Oh, Unlimited Justice, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, during last September, yes, when Lilith was on vacation, yes.
Mm-hmm. Which, was, when we were covering all those Legion issues, which I thought, that was so this, besides being, a really good story on its own, it's tying into, stories about the Legion that, I think both of us appreciate, right? Mm-hmm. Because, when we talked about them. So this is just a really good issue that plays well with continuity, plays well with character, and is clever and uses time travel and everything. So yeah, I think this is just I got to give this one the number one spot. I think this is the best issue.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. The only thing that would have made this issue better is if that black ring had gone on his corpse and he had to fight his own corpse.
That would have been really cool.
And it's well, we got to make sure I don't, they regenerate, but I want to make sure I don't damage them too.
Yeah, exactly. Let's sever that connection so that,
Connor, what are you doing? I'm kicking my own ass.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love paradox things like that. So where it's like, there's another me. Yeah, cool, kind of.
In cold storage, buried in the fortress.
dead, cold storage. Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't sure, but you're right. Yeah, I think that was the best issue this week.
So and I feel like that they could have done some cool stuff, like the Flash issue, right? So the thing about the Flash issue, it felt like the Rogues kind of overshadowed.
Yeah.
I think it kind of overshadowed the limited series because we didn't get as much Flash stuff because Bart was brought back during Legion of Three Worlds as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would have been a cool additional tie-in, to mirror this tie-in as well. But, we didn't get that. And I think part of that was because there was such a focus on the Rogues.
And I think Jeff Johns did that to slow down the story because, again, Barry is such a part of the main miniseries. So.
Yeah. I think I would agree with that.
But yeah, I think Adventure Comics is the best. Probably number 2 is the Atom and Hawkman.
Mm-hmm. And then I put Green Arrow, I think, as an individual issue. I think I put it at the bottom.
Yeah, that's definitely at the bottom.
Wonder Woman was kind of hit and miss, or it was disjointed. It was so disjointed. I think it was I would rate it probably at the bottom of all the limited series.
Yeah,
we've read them all at this point.
I'd say JSA is probably is the 3rd spot this week. Yeah, and then with Green Arrow at the bottom, I was trying to go between Flash and Wonder Woman for battling for 4th and 5th spot this week. I mean, I probably still got to give it Flash above Wonder Woman. I think so, especially overall. If you're talking each complete miniseries, definitely Flash over Wonder Woman.
Yep, I agree. But it's still a good week. And 6 issues. There's a whole lot of stuff going on during this battle frenzy. During the last 2 issues of Blackest Night, right?
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean a good week, and dude, we've got 2 episodes left, and we're done. Or 3?
No, 2 more. That's
just
it.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So these are going to be, unless I miss my guess, Blackest Night and Green Lantern books, right?
For the most part, yeah. Except for 1 or 2, it's mostly going to be Green Lantern stuff. So, all right. But I'm glad you asked because yes, next episode we're going to do Green Lantern Corps 45, Green Lantern 51, Blackest Night number 7, and Green Lantern Corps 46. So 2 of the core books, Green Lantern and Blackest Night. And then for our final, we made it, episode, Green Lantern 52, Blackest Night 8, Green Lantern Corps 47, Action Comics 890, because remember there's a story with Orange Lantern Luthor in there.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever read that, so I'm looking forward to that.
It's been so long since I read that, probably since it came out. And I don't know if it's going to be an epilogue or what, but Untold Tales of the Blackest Night number 1.
Oh, okay.
So.
Cool.
And then it's Brightest Day from there. All right, so yes, kids, send us your thoughts on all of those. Again, only 2 more weeks of Blackest Night. Send us your thoughts. You can win a Green Lantern prize back. Email us, capesanlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. Help support us with merchandise. Rain ran the money on us with the Cash App link.
Make it rain!
And, of course, the Patreon, where, yes, if you want to hear us talking stuff other than comics, the March episode is going to be scary. Inside the head of Lilith Hellfire, we're going to hear some of Lilith's favorite conspiracy theories. So, and you people thought birds were real. All right, so find the Patreon and everything else at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, Mr. Will Allred, Master of the Core, Master of the Quantum Zone, Master of the Green Lantern Corps, Master of Podcasting, and of another successful Kickstarter, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah, was it around this time almost this time last week where you were counting down the final moments of the campaign?
Yep.
because I was gonna like try to jump on and like comment or something, but me and Loaf were recording or something. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, we're almost there.
Well, we had a bunch of people commenting because we did a live stream on Facebook from StreamYard.
Yeah,
and a lot of people showed up. It was really cool. There was a lot of comments as we counted down the last 30 minutes, and we finished strong. So it was good. It was very good. But anyway, you can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Facebook and Blue Sky and Twitter and all kinds of other places. If you would like to check out Crossover Division, which is number 5 with just had a successful Kickstarter for, you can do that at crossoverdivision.com. And if you'd like to check out Diary of Night, another book I write, it's at diaryofnight.com. And obviously you have great taste because you're here listening to Phil and I talk about Green Lantern and the Legion of Superheroes and all kinds of cool stuff. You probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. And if you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
5 inches, maybe.
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
Wow.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day.
and of course,
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
You bet.
All right, kids, come back next time for the penultimate episode of Blackest Night. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to wrap that thing up.
With a black bow.
The death wins. All right, so yes. Who lives, who stays dead, who comes back. Stay tuned. Whose face does Hal get into? Find out next time. But until then, remember, kids, don't mess with your own dead body.